Hey Wolfpack, welcome to Eunoia. Today is a special day. We have a special guest, Annie, on here. I met her when I
Hello.
first moved to Vegas. Hi, Annie. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I'm excited to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm
So,
excited to be here.
yay! First, we're going to start with just a random question poll to kind of break the ice before we get into our questions. So, I'm just going to
Okay.
shake and pull. Okay. Okay, so the question is, what makes you feel powerful?
What makes me feel powerful? Being able to do anything I want whenever I want. So basically, just saying yes to things that I want to do, saying no to things that I don't want to do, kind of things like that. That makes me feel powerful. Like I'm in charge. Like I say no or yes if I want to or not.
Yeah, I think that does make you, well, for me, I think that makes me feel powerful too. I didn't always use my power. I didn't always set boundaries. It was always kind of like, whatever, and letting other people decide for me, and I would just be
Right.
fine. So being able to say no or yes without having to explain myself also makes me feel powerful. And then also it, going after things that scare me, saying
Right.
yes to things that used to, well, that do scare me, but overcoming them and learning my new boundaries are,
Right.
we don't have limits. So, what do you want the world to know about you and what do you represent?
What do I want the world to know about me and what I represent? I want the world. Well, I'm not gonna say the world. I'm gonna say girls because I feel like I inspire a lot of girls.
Hmm.
So I want girls to feel comfortable in their own skin. I want them to feel comfortable going outside without the makeup and the filter, and feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their skin. Um, just trying to put positive feedback out there. And that's what I try to do every day.
Yeah,
From when I wake up until the end of the day, I joke around, but I want the world to know that yes, you can do things. Yes, you can be beautiful without the filter. You can be beautiful without makeup. You can be beautiful just the way you are, the way your body is.
yeah.
So many things. But I want them to feel comfortable going out there and just be you.
That's a great message. That's kind of what Eunoia is about, just learning to love yourself authentically and shine. Not necessarily skin, but that's not where it
Right,
started,
right.
but it encompasses
Any kind of
everything.
way.
So have you always had a passion for skincare?
I've always done my skincare at home. And in 2019, midsummer, I was making some stuff in the kitchen, and my ex at the time said, "Why don't you sell this stuff?" Because we both had been using it. And he said, "This is really good." And I said, I'll think about it. And then I started buying jars and making little things. And he will give it to his friends just to try it out. And their friends started saying, "This is good." So I said, "All right, okay, maybe I'll make small samples and give them out and see if people like it and see how their skin reacts to things." And it just started from there,
Yeah.
honestly. And then I only had three things to start with. I had the elephant mud mask, I had the green tea detox moisturizer, and I had a toner at the time. So those were my only three things that I had. And then out of nowhere, I just had a whole collection, and I was like, "Whoa!" So yeah, it just started like that. He encouraged me to. He said, "You should sell this. Like people will love this." And you know what? They actually do now. They love it. I love it. Everyone loves it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was really happy when I found you. And it's really, I think it's cool that you said you started in 2019 and it's early 2021. You've grown a lot even since I met you and moved here. I moved here last year and started using your products last summer. And even since then, you've come up with so many new products to use. And they're all really great. Like, I fell in love
Thank
with your
you.
stuff and how you represent yourself just right away. You've got good energy. So
Thank you. I
kudos to
appreciate
you
that.
for following your dream and taking.
It's been a long journey. I've gone through a lot making batches that are not good, throw it away, get shipments that are broken, had to send it back. Then throughout the whole quarantine, it kind of sucked because everything was being shipped late. I was getting frustrated. There was times where I was like, this is not going to work. And actually 2020, it's when my brand actually took a big step because we're all quarantined and I was out there delivering orders. I was like, I'll leave it outside your door, just come out and get it. But I'm gonna do whatever I can to get this out there,
Yeah.
because if you can't come pick it up, I'll go take it to you. But yeah, it grew a lot. Also, I feel like following people, even if they don't follow you back, works. Eventually, if you interact with their posts, they are gonna follow you back because they're going. We all look at who likes our stuff, so they're going to my page to see, oh, what is this? And then next thing you know, they follow you back. Then in a few weeks, they're gonna order something. So
That's
I think that's a tool to Instagram growth. You have to follow people, even if some people don't like to have that you're following thousands of people and not they're not following you back. But at the end of the day, who cares? You just go and interact, and eventually you actually I've become close friends with you and a lot of others, just because you were interested and you follow back. So I think that's a tool that a lot of people don't use but should
yeah.
use.
Yeah, I've noticed that about you. So you don't just have your brand and you're like, here, I'm selling this. You can go to my website. That's it. And then you're hands off. You're very
No,
interactive on social media with your customers and followers. You always comment back and you just always felt really welcoming. So I think that's really great that you utilize that.
thank you. I try my best. And sometimes I forget to reply to something, but I'm actually busy. So, but yes, I try to get back to everything. I've done a lot of research, and that's actually one of the things that I like that I was researching. You have to interact because if you just don't comment back, they're gonna forget that they comment on that post. So once you comment back, they go at your page, look at something, they might like something, they might buy something. You
Mhm.
never know. So interacting is a big thing for me. Like I have to
Yeah.
take an hour a day. I'm gonna reply to everything today, or I'm gonna DM everybody back. I'm gonna approve this request, that request. But yeah,
Yeah.
you have to interact.
Yeah. I think it makes the people feel seen and
Right, right.
so that's
That's
good. So was your journey like starting pretty difficult, like getting to where you are today, or do you feel like it flowed pretty easily for you?
well, a little bit of both. In the beginning, I bought a 50-pound bag of clay, this high grade clay that I usually used to buy, but I will only buy a small jar because it was only for me. And I said, okay, I'm gonna buy this big bag, and I'm gonna sell all of this. I'm gonna make stuff that I'm gonna uh, get a good use of this bag because it was expensive. And at the time, I was like, well, should I invest in this? And again, I'll give my ex props. He was like, you know what? Buy the bag and you're going to sell it. And a year later, not even a year, like the bag sold out pretty quick. And then I'm on my what? Fifth bag now, but I struggle because I was buying things that I didn't need, but I still wanted to have them just in case. And there was a lot of times where I was like, wow, is this going to go somewhere or am I going to be stuck with this? But it's a little bit of both. It flow easy just because I try to have ingredients for things that I'm going to reuse, not just for one thing.
Hmm.
So I just started creating more stuff, and I didn't feel as stuck. Once I started making more things, I said, okay, maybe this is gonna take another turn
Yeah.
and I'm gonna make something out of this. But I say definitely I had a little bit of both. I struggled and then it flowed easy. And even every other week, it's like that too. You are up and then you're down. And then next week, I had no sales for a whole week. But then the next week, I'll have 15 orders. I'm like, whoa. And then it goes like it's a roller coaster. Basically, I'll have a lot of orders one day, and then the next I don't have anything. But
Yeah.
I'm thankful either way. If I don't get something today, I know I'm gonna get something the next day or the following day. But I'm gonna get something.
Yeah.
But you also have to stay positive because your mind plays with you a lot. So for me, I have to keep thinking. I'm gonna interact today. I'm gonna post a lot today, and I'm gonna make a sale because you have to stay active on there. That's basically how I make my money. I have to be active. I have to reply. I have to email. I have to send. I want to get into sending coupons out, but you have to stay positive and think, tomorrow I'm gonna sell something, and feed that to your mind. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow comes and you get something. So I get excited, but I manifested that.
Yeah.
So the question, it's a little bit of both. You're on a roller coaster every day. So
Yeah. Well, I think it's important that you mentioned the mindset because your mind is so
yeah,
important to happiness and just fulfillment, period. But especially when you're taking a risk and trying to go after something that you're not sure of the outcome. Like if you're
right.
always telling yourself, I don't know, man, I don't know, I feel like you're probably more likely to just kind of sit back and see what happens. But if you're actively putting effort into it and then you start to see things back and I mean, it does change. Your mindset does play a huge role.
100%. Yes.
Glad you brought that up. So do you have a favorite product to make and to use?
Right now, well, I've always been obsessed with with the green mask. Right now, it's like my go-to, and I started noticing that it actually works better for my skin type. The green tea detox moisturizer is definitely my up here top
Yeah.
favorite, but those two right now are my favorite. I enjoy making soaps. It's very relaxing. I enjoy the whole process, and it'll be like midnight and I'm downstairs looking at the soap, making sure that they look perfect. And throughout the week I'll go look at them again and look at them again. But yeah, those two, the evergreen mask and the detox moisturizer, are my two favorites at the moment.
Nice. So how do you stay motivated and I guess creative? Like how do you come up, not how do you come up with your new ideas, but what motivates you to create new ideas? And is that kind of easy for you?
I do research. I try to, now people have ads on Instagram. So while you're watching other people's story, an ad will pop off. And for me, it's usually skincare. So I go look to see what other companies are doing, what other brands have that I don't have that I can create, not copy, but
Yeah.
something similar, and try to come up with my own unique either name or recipe. But that's what I do. I research. I look through things. I watch on YouTube some of the makeup artists. They usually do a routine before they do their makeup, and they have some products that they use. So I try to say, oh, wait a minute, I can make that, or
Yeah.
I can do something like that. I can do something similar. So it's always researching. And I also post and ask my customers too, what do you guys want? Is something in the shop that I don't have that you want to see? That's something that you like? I might be
Mhm.
able to create. A lot of times I do custom orders for people too. If they message me and say, hey, I'm going through this, do you have this product unscented, or do you have this something similar that you can make me? And I do that. I will custom order something for you. So it's research, a lot of research.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you custom make orders for people, so that's really good too, which
Yeah,
probably
not
helps.
crazy, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what has been the most rewarding part and the most difficult part of your journey as an entrepreneur?
Most rewarding. I get a lot of positive feedback and messages from people that I don't even know. A lot
Yeah.
of times it's people that don't even follow or buy nothing from me. They just send me a message because they see it. they say, hey, I'm proud of you. You know, you are so consistent. Things like that keep me like, I wake up and I have a message like that and my day is made. I'm going to go out of my way to, there's a lot of times too that somebody will send me a message. I don't know the person, but I'm thankful. And seeing things like that motivates me, keeps me on my toes. Um, Creating products with my daughter too.
Mhm.
She'll say, Mom, I want to make this. And I'm like, all right, we can do that. And little things like feedback from my dad saying, I like the soap. And I'm just like, oh, okay. You know, from your parents, like, I get excited when I get feedback from my family because they're going to tell me straight up. They're going to say,
Yeah.
this sucked or that was good. So that motivates me. And you said the least?
Yeah, the most difficult part.
The most difficult part, it's not, well, I'm going to split it in two because
Okay.
one is making products that I'm not going to be able to sell because they're damaged or I didn't do it right or something messed up, you know. And also when I don't have any sales, but like I said, it's all in your head. So you have to think positive and I'll be down for a second, but I'm like, okay, well, there's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that changes my mindset and puts me back in a positive. Oh, I'll go out there and not feel sad the whole day or unmotivated, but I will try to lift myself up. So
Yeah.
I don't really see it like that as, you know, difficult, or I try to stay positive and make the best out of everything.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's all in your head. You have to feed it good things.
Yeah.
I didn't sell nothing today, well, I'm gonna sell something tomorrow. So yeah.
Okay, I like that answer. I mean, it like you said, it goes in ebbs and flows, and you can't just
Yeah.
sit in the negative emotions. Like it's okay to feel those, like, man, I'm disappointed or whatever, but you don't let it control your day
Right
or
now.
your whole outlook on your business. So I think that's really great. Um,
Thank you.
do you want to talk about the significance behind the elephant?
I always loved elephants. I find them, and they're everywhere in my house. I'm like looking at one right now. Um, this one, I love this one.
That's pretty.
It has a Buddha face on it and it has flowers. I think I've done a lot of research on them and they're so smart. They're also very family oriented. And I don't, something about them, just like I can look at them and I always say that they're majestic just because how big they are. And to me, they're powerful, even though there is not a lion or anything like that. But to me, I see them as powerful. I love their color, how muddy they are all the time. I don't know, ever since I was a kid, and I remember back home, we had a zoo. And yeah, our elephants were starving. But I also saw them and I would be like mesmerized because they'll be so beautiful to me. And everyone's always like, why elephants? And I'm like, dude, why do you like dogs? You know, things like
Yeah.
that. But I just see them as like this powerful creature. I just
Yeah.
love them. So the name came up because um, I was talking to my boyfriend at the time, and I said I wanted to be something with elephants, and he's like, "Well, the mask is gray and it looks like mud." So it was elephant mud skincare, and that was
That's
it.
where it came from.
So now I try to relate everything that I create to them, but of course they don't use chapstick and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I have them everywhere. Like there's like 7 in this room, but yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think seven's a lucky number. And my mom
yeah,
really likes elephants. She's always loved elephants, and she said that they were good luck. So I
yeah.
just that you said that, but it's just ironic that I fell in love with your products, and it's like my mom's favorite animal, your favorite animal. It's just kind of cool. And then I
It
think
is
the name
cool,
is cool because, sometimes I guess if you really try to think about the name, elephants may have like dry skin. They're always in the
right?
mud, and your products are fixing and helping you get great skin. So
Thank
it
you.
works perfectly. Um, Let's see. We talked about a couple things already. Okay, so you mentioned Buddha on your elephant. So would you say that you're kind of spiritual? Are you into spiritual based
I've
things?
gotten into the past, ever since Daniela was born, I got into it because I would be home with her alone a lot. Or her dad worked all day, so we'll be home. So we started meditating, and she kind of like would like look at me like, "What are you doing?" Picture her, she's like a newborn baby, and I'm just sitting there doing my thing. But I've gotten into it the past 6 years, I would say, and I'm getting her into it too. So we both meditate, and it's just so calming for me and for her, especially now with everything going on. We go to the park and just sit there. And she'll tell me what she's thinking about. I tell her what I'm thinking about. So I won't consider myself super spiritual, but I am getting into the journey. I am learning a lot.
Yeah.
But definitely love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's helped you on your journey as just as a woman,
It's
as a
helped me.
human being, and your business?
Oh yeah, big time because I see myself differently. Um, I've grown so much since, like I said, past 6 years. I'm a whole different person. My friends are like, "Who are you?" But in a positive, good way, though. Like I I see myself differently. I see myself as I can do this. If whoever can do it, I can do it. More positive towards me than I was before, like my high school days and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has definitely helped me a lot. And I think it's helping her too. She's more calm and she actually enjoys it too. She
Yeah.
every time we see a new, like we'll be shopping and we see a yoga mat or some shit, like, Mom, we can meditate on that one. And I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, it's definitely a bonding time for me and her when we meditate. We
Yeah.
try to do it a couple times a week. Especially if she's having a bad day, she'll say, "Can I sit here and you can read me something?" And I'm like,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
cute. I know my mom has always been like, hold on one second. Okay, sorry. My dog was dreaming, making noise.
Uh-huh.
So I remember as a kid, like my mom has always been very spiritual, and as a kid, I'd catch her like outside on our deck or like in her room or whatever, just meditating, and I'd be like, "What in the world are you doing, Mom?" And then as I got older and I started my own journey, I realized like, dang, that's what my mom was doing, and I valued it so much more. And
Yeah.
it's like now I can talk to her about it. So it's cool that you include her in that, and she enjoys it, and maybe it'll be part of her just life
Right.
and something that you guys can continue to bond through together. So that's nice.
Thank you.
And there was one more thing that just slipped my mind, spirituality. I think I was going to say, because you were talking about how it's helped you on your journey, I think, and how your friends don't recognize you anymore, but in a good
Right.
way. I started my journey 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, almost four. And I feel like I'm a different person than I was. It kind of helped me see myself through my eyes
Right.
versus everyone else's eyes, how I was seeing myself before. And it's just made me feel a lot more confident and more clear about who I am and what I want out of life and just everything. So I don't measure, like I don't try to gauge everyone's spirituality, but I think it's
Right.
important to have those type of practices and take that time for yourself, which I see on your page. Like every morning I see, not maybe not every morning that I see, but you do your coffee and then you have
Yeah, I
your
have to.
book.
It has become part of my routine. Like even if I wake up at 3 p.m., I'm still gonna take 10 minutes because that's all it takes. Make my coffee, go sit outside, read one page of my book at least, and come back in and go about my day, whatever I plan. But that sets the tone for my day. I'm relaxed. I read something positive, so I'm going out there with a positive mindset. So if I get in my car, there's been times where I'm going somewhere and somebody cuts me off or something. I'm like, it's not even worth it today. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
But for me, it sets the tone for my day, like how I'm gonna start off my day. And if I don't do it, I see the difference because I'll either be like cranky or I'm not feeling happy or I'm kind of moody. So I like to read my book and have my coffee in the morning or whatever time I wake up.
Yeah.
It helps.
I think it's funny how, like, if you didn't do things before and then you start to do them, like, let's say your morning read, and then a couple days you go without it, you actually notice the difference. Like, man, I didn't think that 10 minutes of reading really had an impact,
Right.
but it plays a major role whether you start your
Yes.
day like aggressively or angry or
Right.
with
It
attention,
does.
intention.
Right, right.
um,
Definitely.